What's up, everyone? So this video was basically to explain the best weekend I had. I call it my my E3 weekend with an E and the 3 replacing the 2 E's and week. Yeah, it's lame, whatever. This happened Saturday first. About the CD signing that this band called EMBLEM3. If you don't know them, please look them up. They were doing a CD signing because their new CD, Nothing to Lose, just came out last week, and they were having CD signing all over the East Coast, and they had one in Massachusetts. So I decided, I want to go, but I couldn't make it Tuesday when everyone's going to get their wristbands. So I was asking around, and this girl named Emmy, shout out to Emmy, she's my main girl. So I asked Emmy, and she said she would buy me a CD and a wristband. I could pay her back the day of the sign. It's now Saturday. Woke up at about 7:30. Got like an hour's sleep. Left my house about 10 after 8. Drove to Quincy. And then I picked up my friend Wilma. She had an extra wristband. She was gonna buy a bunch of them when we got to the mall. It's about 8:45, almost 9 o'clock by the time I get her. So I pick her up, and then we head to the mall. So we're at the mall. It's around 9:30. We are sitting there parked in my car, and there's nobody there. Well, a few dozen people waiting outside the door. So we sat in the car waiting. They opened the doors finally. We went in. I found the girl, paid her back. Wilma got our CD, blah, blah, blah. So this is where the interesting part comes in. And we head inside. The signing was actually by like the corner of a mall. The corner of the mall, I should say. And there was already a line for him. So we jump in line. So basically we were in this group thing. And I don't know if I have the shirts though. I should check if I have this shirt. We were in this group that made our own t-shirts for the signing, and whoever had the most matching t-shirts got a picture with EMBLEM3. Find my shirt right now. Hold up. Alright, this is the shirt. I don't know if you can see that. It says E3 and then hashtag Team Inspire. And on the back it's a lyric. It says, "Look out the window, remember life goes on," and then it says EMBLEM3 at the bottom. But yeah, so we waited in line and we were all having fun. We actually came up with a group name called the Kitty Clan, and we drew little kitty cats on our hand. But yeah, we hung out and it was a blast. Like 3 hours, we were in line 3 hours early, and it was a blast. So a couple hours went by. EMBLEM3 finally showed up. We were pretty close. We were about like maybe 100 people back in the line. So we were waiting there and we were all getting really excited, and then we got up to the front and a press lady for them said, "Can you all who were wearing those shirts that I just showed you, we need you all to go over there after because you guys are the biggest group and you won." We were all like screaming our heads off. Actually next we were by the front, and my friend Rose, who I met at the line, she gave each of the boys Boston shirts. What actually happened was that Wesley loved it so much that he just stood up on his chair, ripped his shirt off with this beautiful shirtless body just exposed everywhere. I'm like about to pass out on the floor, and puts it on. So I get up there and I unfortunately had to put my phone away because security was like, no phones, blah, blah, blah. So I got up there and I actually drew the boys something. I framed it. So Drew was first, and I showed him, "Oh, hey, do you like it?" And he's like, "Oh, that's so awesome." And I was like, "Thank you so much, I spent a lot of time." Security was honestly like rushing us along. I move on, but I turn back and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm meeting you tomorrow too, hopefully you remember me." He's like, "Oh, sweet." So I move on to Wes, and without even asking, Wes gives me a high five and we interlock fingers, and I'm just thinking like, oh, Jesus. So then I showed the drawing to Wesley, and Wesley was like, "Oh, that's so dope, man." And then he turned it to Keaton because Keaton's sitting to his left. And he was like, "Oh, that's so dope." And then he put it behind him. I didn't get a lot of time with Keaton, but I moved to Keaton and I was like, "Keaton, I think you're really amazing." And Keaton looked up, but he had shades on. But I swear he was looking me in the eye. And he's like, "No, I think you're amazing." And smiled and giggled, and I was like, oh, that's where I got this. This is the deluxe album that I got signed. Drew Wesley, which is just a W, and Keaton's signature. That was pretty awesome. This is what the inside looks like. The back. It's an awesome CD. I listened to it all the way at home. We got out of line, everyone's done, and all of our group, Keaton Kitty Clan, is all waiting on the side, waiting for EMBLEM3 to meet everyone. It's time, and he like brings us up to the table they were sitting at, and everyone gets in front of the tables. The boys are standing on their chairs, and I'm like, I was at the corner of the table, so I was fairly close to them. And I turned around and I was saying like hi to Drew, and hi to Wes, and hi to Keaton. And I turned around to Wes again and I said, "Hey Wes," and he leans down to me and he goes, "What's up?" And I asked him, "How do East Coast girls compare to West Coast girls?" And he was like, "Oh, they're just as awesome." And he's like laughing because it was so funny. I also got a selfie, sort of selfie, I like to call it, with Drew. And then they took us the picture. That was the first day. That was an awesome day. Next day, the concert where I'm wearing this. So I got a pretty decent amount of sleep, thank God. I had to go there early. I had to be there at 3:30 at the venue because I had VIP. I got to the venue and I'm wearing this shirt. I custom made it myself. It says like stuff on the back. So I was waiting in line and it's a fairly small venue. The boys were actually doing a sound check while VIP was waiting outside to be let in. And they were doing 3,000 miles and I think like XO or something, but 3,000 miles was like shocking because they had never done it live. So about 4:30, VIP gets let in, they got all their stuff. This is the pass that we got, the laminate. And it's the boys, and then it says the ingredient at the bottom. I wore it to sleep that night, don't judge me. And then they did the sound check. They did only a couple songs, but they were good anyway. And after the sound check, they did the Q&A session, which is the fans get to ask questions and all that. So the lady, our host, was going around the microphone and asking like everyone, if anyone had a question, you raise your hand. They were going around and blah, blah, blah. And my question was picked because I was literally like holding my hand up and staring the lady down, like giving her intense like Satan glare. At one point she goes behind me and I'm like, damn. And then she actually like reached over and reached the microphone, so I'm like, oh shit. I got really nervous and then I stood up and I was like, hi. And then I giggled, so I moved the microphone away. And then Keaton just kind of giggling at me like, and then he goes, hi, in his signature. And I was like, oh. And my question was, if you guys had any hidden talents. And actually Keaton was able to put his foot behind his head, which I have no incapability of doing. I don't know how he does it, but it was hot. So after Q&A, there was the meet and greet, which is the most exciting part for everybody. During the meet and greet, I was towards the end, like pretty much towards the end of the people. There were only like maybe 30 people behind me, 30, 40 people. So we were waiting. It was fairly okay wait. Like I made friends that made it go by. When we got up there, it actually started to rain and the venue was outside. So you put that together. So we actually had to delay the meet and greet and everyone had to like hide under this little like roof area. Even like the boys had to hide underneath it because they had to like rearrange things. So the photographer and yeah. The boys were just kind of standing there and everyone's just like talking to them. And Wes is like, oh yeah, it's canceled. I'm there like, oh, don't pull that bullshit. And then I'm just gonna throw this in here, but a girl I was talking to was actually like, hey guys, look at me twerking. She's like down twerking, and then Keaton's like, give me that fucking camera. And then you can tell like Keaton was like, so Keaton grabs the photographer's camera and takes a picture of her, and it went up on the website. I was like, hey, no using that for sexual pleasure, and then Keaton just kind of blushes and like turns away. So after that, the meet and greet continues. I was up and I can honestly not describe what I was feeling. Like it's all a blur now. But so I go up and I get in between Drew and Wesley and I put my arms around both of them. I felt bad because I hate leaving Keaton out. And I got my pictures taken. I rubbed Drew's back because I know security was rushing people along, so I kind of gave like, not even like a half hug, I just kind of rubbed Drew's back. And then I turned my left to Wesley and I just leaned in for a hug and he like wraps his arms around me and like squeezes me. It was honestly the best hug I've ever received in my entire life. It was such a good hug and I was like, thank you so much. He's like, oh, you're so sweet, thank you. I didn't get to acknowledge Keaton because security was being a bunch of douchebags and trying to push me out of the way. Oh my god. This wicked awesome snapback. I love it so much. Keep this on for the rest of the video. After that, it's downpouring and we had to go inside the tent. It was insane. So we had to go in the tent and their opening act, MKTO, was actually doing sound check, so that was worked out. A couple hours went by and the concert was on. It was amazing. I had 6th row because I was in VIP. It was honestly the best concert ever. They did a signing after. Oh, that was what I was meant to say. After they were doing a signing, but I knew where their dressing rooms were. So I went and waited by their dressing room. And Drew popped in the doorway and everyone was like trying to keep it secret. And I was like, hi Drew, and waved at him. And he smiled and gave me this cute little and waved back. And security was like pushing him back in. Like, they were all pushing us behind this line thing because all these girls started showing up. And then Wesley pops out a few minutes later and was like, I'm lost. He's like, because he didn't know where to go for the signing. The signing was like on the other side of the tent. And I was like, hi Wes. And he's like, sup, and did the little nod thing. After that, I drove home. I was in a bit of a shock state still because I had still meeting them. But yeah, that was my E3 weekend. It was pretty awesome to say the least. I wouldn't change a thing about it. Hope you guys enjoyed my E3 experience. There's nothing really exciting about it, I guess, except that you all probably think I'm really spoiled. Trust me, I'm not. This is only like my 4th concert that I went to. If you guys like the video, give it a big thumbs up. My cat just walked in. Cat-eye! Cat-eye! She's ignoring me. Comment about your E3 experience if you had one. I'd love to read them. I love reading E3 experiences, any other celebrities. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!